The first few times when I made meringue cookies, when I put it in the oven to bake, so when it came out all cracked, I had to throw all of them away. You think it's funny now, but when it happened to me, it wasn't funny. So yeah, that was probably the worst that happened. Pre-pandemic, I was a fresh graduate in law. My goal was just to gain as much experience as I can in the corporate industry, which during my legal training, I have been in the corporate industry. So after I've completed my legal training in February, 1 month after in March, I actually had a job interview, which I was really looking forward to that job opportunity. But then MCO was announced like literally a week after, and I was notified that the company had implemented a hiring freeze. They told me that they will come back to me when they open up again, which they don't know when, and I also don't know when. So my employment was affected by that. Two things came to my mind: what's next, and with the current state, when will any company will ever start hiring again? During NCO, I just had a lot of free time, so I just thought I can take every opportunity that I have right now to do the things I like and wanted to do ever since like before pandemic, when I didn't have the time to do it. So I did paintings, bakings, and one day I just stumbled upon a YouTube video teaching on how to make a Totoro meringue cookie. So yeah, I just made them and I posted on my personal Instagram account. A few of my friends were messaging me and say like, hey, maybe you should start selling them, it can go big or something. And I was just like, oh, no man, it's my first time doing this. I don't think I will ever make a business out of it. As time passes, I just got really bored. I was really restless, and the thought just came to my mind like, okay, so why not I just open Sweet Hato and start a business out of it, since there's nothing to lose and I wanted to keep myself occupied. So I just started without any expectation, really. Like, I just took it as an outlet, maybe just to express my creativity and to show my baking creations through Sweet Hato. Sweet Hato is a business that specializes in making meringue cookies, born on June of 2020 during the pandemic. Everything was new to me, everything was from scratch. I'm a one-man show running the whole business currently. In Malaysia, not many people have tried meringue cookies, and from my knowledge, there isn't many sellers actually selling them. So naturally, there will be fears like whether my business will be sustainable, whether I could handle customers' expectations, but if it's ugly, whether people are even willing to give meringue cookies a try, since not a lot of them have had it before. My close friends, they always have been supporting me since day one. They would share my page and always buy my meringue cookies to share with their colleagues and their friends. And a handful of actual lawyers would message me on Instagram and say like, hey, you're really inspiring. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm really grateful for these messages like this because it really means a lot. And it does help me to keep going and motivated. Process is fairly simple. Depending on what character I'll pipe on that day, I'll separate the meringues into portions and color them accordingly. The next is the bulk of my time where I piped it out. This could take about 2 hours, and then I just bake it for about 3 hours in low heat, and after that I just pack them in bottles. My mom occasionally helps out when it becomes like too hectic, especially during festive season. I make about on average 50 jars when I first started. Now maybe I sell about 200 jars averagely. I was looking back at my old pictures and I saw like my very first few Winnie the Pooh creations, and looking at it now, it's really different. Like, it really came a long way. Initially, I think it was quite overwhelming having to take pictures, like having to sell my products, because if I show it nicely, then people will be more interested. If I just simply take, like, nobody will want to buy because it's online, and people are kind of skeptical buying things online. Because I was new also, things always get wrong, like in the oven, I don't know what happens when it comes out. But the encouragement from my customers telling me that my artwork actually bring them joy to their friends and themselves. One customer actually told me that they have ever only seen overseas meringue sellers making such intricate designs, but not anyone in Malaysia. So that was sort of like a reassurance to me that I'm doing okay, and I'd like to continue to do this to bring more smiles to people.
I'm curious, what does your parents think about this?
My parents were not supportive of me long term, but at the meantime, during pandemic, they were really supportive. Like, I'm doing something at least, not just rotting at home. I guess after a while, they seen how Sweet Hato grow. They sort of give me the choice to continue this or to go back to law. This business is a source of income for me, and I'm still doing this full time, so it helped me financially as a fresh grad. If the pandemic were to never happen, I don't think I will ever even come across on how to make meringue cookies, and I'll probably never have the time to even make them. But by the grace of God, it's been like 1 year already. And being able to run Sweet Hearted up to this very day is definitely a personal achievement to me. I still can fall back on law, and yeah, maybe seasons change. Like the current season for me now is Sweet Hearted, so I'll just continue to do this for now. But in the future, if the opportunity arises, I want to expand to a physical store or maybe a cafe that serves meringues and cakes. Like you never know. I'm Denise Tay from Sweet Hearted, and my business is Pandemic Born.